Good morning. It is a beautiful day, although it is raining and getting cold here in Kentucky. I listened to a meditation today while doing my exercise. It was all about generosity, and it got me to thinking about how can I be generous? And I thought perhaps one way for me to be generous, other than giving money, is to speak of things that I understand, and perhaps I'm wrong though. You can make up your own mind. In the letter to the first letter of John, he says, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear." Because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. Long ago in India, a man was condemned to spend the night in a cell with a poisonous snake. If he made the slightest movement, the snake would kill him. He stood in a corner all night, petrified, sweating in terror, hardly daring to breathe. In the morning, when light began to filter through the bars of his cell, he could see the snake in a corner, and he felt enormously relieved that he had not made it notice him. As the light increased and he continued to remain frozen still, longing to be freed from his cell, he saw that the snake was in fact an old rope. Fears are often based on false perception. More clarity could change the way we spend our days. It's not just a matter of what we see, but also a matter of what we believe. Perfect love casteth out fear. What do we fear about those who politically oppose us? Our anger and our fear, no doubt, clouds our judgments. How are we to love others who differ from us? Perhaps we need to take a deep breath and seek what we have in common. We all need food and shelter. We all seek love. And we in America enjoy a variety of activities, from playing games, watching Netflix, lobbing tennis balls, to, as I do, solitary meditation, reading, or perhaps golf. None of these activities are necessarily better. They are simply choices we make based on our preferences. How fortunate we are to have such choices. A renowned spiritual leader, Thich Nhat Hanh, has 6 mantras about communication. One of them that always makes me think is, he says, we are all partly right. We are all partly right. This acknowledges and respects the other person. It opens up communication. It admits, I have weaknesses too, and also strengths, as surely as you do. Now, when Jesus was in the world, walking on 2 legs like you and me, he was always able to do and be exactly what was needed at the precise moment that he was in. He knew when to teach, when to challenge, when to withdraw, when to stand strong in the face of injustice, and when to accept an outcome he did not want. He could walk on water, heal people, scold people when they deserve discipline, feed people, stand up to his enemies and to his family. He talked to strangers and foreigners, not worrying what anyone else might think of him. Remember the Samaritan woman? Jesus walked through Samaria, a place that was anathema to Jews. He was a Jew. Jews would avoid this. like we might avoid, oh, I don't know, Detroit. Jesus was humble. He took the role of servant and washed the dust off the feet of others. He forgave unconditionally, even when he was dying on the cross. Jesus is the example of perfect love. He was, in short, an awesome individual. There is no way for us to match up. He is God, you might say. But isn't he also a human being? Don't we have choices we can make that help to bring love into the world? Tolerance? When we love, and I speak in a psychological and in a spiritual sense, we no longer throw missiles of anger, but rather we do our best to listen, to hear, and to understand. Perfect love casteth out fear. Perfect love casteth out fear.